My name is Amarachi, and this is my husband's secret.
My husband's secret. Amarachi had always known her husband, Dr. Chuka, to be the most caring and hardworking man she'd ever met. He was a doctor in one of the most renowned hospitals in the city, intelligent, humble, and deeply in love with her. Their marriage was a peaceful one. Every morning, Chuka would kiss her forehead before heading to work, and every evening, he would return home with that same warm smile, asking how her day went. But all that changed 6 months ago. Shuka began coming home later than usual, exhausted, his clothes drenched in sweat, and his once neatly pressed shirts now covered in dust and sand. At first, Amarachi thought maybe the hospital workload had increased. After all, he'd always said being a doctor wasn't easy. But soon, the smell, that strange earthly smell, became impossible to ignore. Whenever she asked, he would force a smile and say, "It's nothing, Amarachi. Just a long day at work. You know how the hospital can be." But even his smile looked weird. He barely ate. He barely talked. Just strange phone calls he always excused himself to answer. Amarachi's mind began to wonder, was he seeing another woman? Was something wrong with him? She wanted to believe him, but the pieces didn't fit. One fateful afternoon, Amarachi decided to follow him. She told her neighbor she'd be back soon, wrapped her scarf, and quietly took a bike. Her husband's car wasn't parked at the hospital gate as usual. Instead, she traced him to the outskirts of town, to a construction site. And then, among sweating men carrying cement and sand, under the scorching sun, she saw him, her husband, in his fine trousers and old hospital shoes, lifting blocks and pushing wheelbarrows. She froze. Her world stopped moving. The men around him laughed and mocked. Doctor don't turn laborer. He ignored them, silently doing his work with dignity. Amarachi's eyes filled with tears. The man she married, her pride, was suffering in silence. Please subscribe if you're yet to, and stay tuned for the second part of My Husband's Secret to know what actually turned Dr. Chuka into a laborer all of a sudden. Thank you.